Hey, you guys. I need to get my phone hooked in here and get back over to comments. Okay, yikes. Hey, Nancy, Debbie, Lisa, Cindy. Did I get anybody else? Sean, awesome. Okay, hold on a sec. Ugh. You get to see everything that happens before. Which is me getting everything straight. All right, allow. Settings, camera, back, enter. Now is when I have to mute this one. Hey, Carol Martin, Carol Korleski, awesome. Okay. Yeah, I was pushing it, leaving in time for work. Oops, did I hit the power button? No. Okay. Lisa, they were so awesome. We saw them, that was last Monday, I think. Yep. And it was really cool. All right, let me do this. That looks good. At least it's straight. Yeah, we went and saw them at the stadium where the whatever they are now, the Washington team, not the Redskins, but Commanders. First time I'd ever been there though. Didn't pay attention to where we parked. Left the concert. Spent about 45 minutes trying to find where we parked our car. So when we go next week to see Metallica, I will be figuring out how to pin my location or something. Hey, Gloria. Because I don't feel like doing that again. On a good note, the parking lot was mostly cleared out by the time we got out. So, oy. All right. Hey, Penny here too. Awesome. Okay. So, yeah, everybody, welcome. ToniStamps. Tony, it's Thursday. Yay. So today I'm just gonna get into it. I didn't log into Stampin' Up this week to see what the announcements were. So we're just gonna act like nothing's happening. I know there is something happening with like a big deal, this virtual scrapbook album retreat that they're doing in I think July. And hey Gail, and the kits go on sale next week. And I mean it's a whole big deal thing. It's 12 by 12 pages. It looks like, so there's months. So there's like January, February, March, there's a 2-page layout for every month. So you make 24 pages. It looked like 4 different stamp sets. It had the month title. So I think that would be good for like, maybe a baby, maybe a first year couple. Like, I don't know that I would necessarily use it for like a year's worth of pictures for my life. I would do things differently. But anyway, it's going to come out. It's pricey, $250. The best thing is like if you're a demonstrator or even as a hobbyist, you're going to get 20% off of that, and then you're also going to get your 10% of Stampin' Rewards. So on a $250 purchase, you're going to get $25 to spend later on something, right? And then you still pay the tax and the shipping on the full amount. But I mean, that's just something to think about. It looks cool. I just don't know if I'm going to be doing it, and it's going to be all on videos. Like there'll be a private Facebook group that you get invited to once you purchase the kit. Um, and then I don't know, I guess they're just going to be unlisted YouTube videos because really for that kind of money, if they're going to put up live YouTube videos, they're only going to stay up for 30 days. And I might not have time to watch all those videos in that amount of time, because we keep getting emails from Facebook saying that they're going to delete our videos. And I'm like, fine, just go ahead and do it at this point, right? Ugh, I'm tired of hearing about it. So that was the only news. All right, so now let's get to it. So these kits, I really love the kits, the scrapbooking workshop kits. You get to make scrapbook pages that you can put your pictures in later, or just put these in a book and look at them, which is what I mostly do. But the plan is always to put pictures in them, okay? Penny, you're kind of be on vacation. Can you be on vacation when your life is a vacation? You totally can. Yeah, you're just vacationing in a different location. But anyway, these memories and more, I mean, scrapbooking workshop kits, I like them because they have like everything you need and the instructions. You don't have to follow them if you don't want to, but I got to tell you, I put these together and I'm going to show you the finished pages. So, Memories in Bloom. I know I said last week I would do Wildflower birthday, but apparently I didn't buy that one. I bought this one. So, whatever. Um, but for real, taking it out of the packaging, looking over the instructions and looking at the pictures, because I don't always read them all. Like I just go do what I'm doing. Um, from that, cutting the paper as I went, taping stuff on, it was like an hour to get these 6 pages done. So that's like not a big commitment. I like it. And there's uh, just enough leftovers to make some stuff. So, and that's what we're doing tonight. We're going to make leftover projects. So let's go down here and I want to show you. So the kit, all these kits come packaged in this resealable 12 by 12 bag, or bigger than 12 by 12. It does have like some little holes up here. I don't know what that's about. But all your stuff, and I did make a note of everything that was included in this because now I just have leftover bits. Um, so here's some words that I didn't end up using, like Mother's Day and our family. But I'm going to save them because I might use them later. So everything in this kit, we got 5 12 by 12 double-sided designer series papers, which it's different, a different configuration than the Memories in Bloom, that whole paper pack, right? 4 12 by 12 single-sided designer series paper. So it was white on the back, two-tone cardstock. We got one Darling Duckling, one Granny Apple Green, two Secret Sea, one Petunia Pop, two white. Now, in previous kits, they've always had a lot extra of even the two-tone cardstock. So maybe they're wising up and, kind of controlling like how much extra, but what else? There's still some stuff left. One 12 by 12 sticker sheet, which I still have some of the things. So there was like a couple of strips that I didn't use, a couple of words, some little flowers that maybe I should have used something. I don't know. These words. So there's one page where you can put like a bunch of these words, and I just left them because I don't know if I'm going to put more pictures. Oh, wait, I do have a sheet. No, I don't. These are the pages. So one sticker sheet, one 12 by 12 die cuts, a sheet of die cuts. And I already poked all those out, and these little bits were all that I had left. So, and then white photo mats, which I'm actually going to use. So let's just look at real quick. And then you get this white, the flimsy cardboard. I always save that. So let's look at our pages. And I know I don't have my camera up entirely tall enough, but let's just give you a good. So this was like some of the first 2 pages. Looks like I really got a lag. And I messed up the cuts on one of them. Actually, it goes this way, I think. Not that it matters, but so see here, they tell you like how to cut this, like all the pieces. So we got Petunia Pop. This is actually Secret Sea. I know it kind of looks like a charcoal gray. So that's one set of pages. And we've got another one. Ooh, I like this. Again with the Secret Sea. This is the one-sided paper, just an example of it. All right. And then the two-tone cardstock, we ripped it. They tell you in the instructions like some different things you can do. And really, this was like a 10-page instruction book. Somehow I got 2 of these stapled together. I don't know why, because I looked, they were exactly the same. But anyway, so we got Strawberry Slush, Darling Duckling, and again, this is the 2-page or the two-tone cardstock. This one goes with it. And these are on the website. So like when you go to look at the kit to buy it, it shows you the finished pages. So the fact that I can't get them all in here is not the end of the world. All right, and then this one, it's just a lot of different strips that you fold over to see both sides, and then add your die cuts. Interesting. And then same thing on the other one. We're using the white base. and then flowers. So I can put pictures like all over. So I really like it. So I'm going to file these, and I need to start putting them in an album and keeping track of what I have, like pages, so that when I find pictures, I can actually use them. So, all right, I can put that away. You may be wondering, why do I have a Subway bag here? Well, this is just a reminder that you can make stuff with any kind of, like this would be trash, but we're going to recycle it. My husband, apparently Subway's having a big deal sale these things, like this month, or I don't know how long, but it's a foot long sub for $7. So this bag is minding the grease spot, but it's about 6 inches, 12, longer than 12. So 15, 6 by 15. But I'm imagining that you can fold this like 3 times and make some kind of little mini something or other. Like that's a good size. Cover it with paper, do some things, different, maybe glue some together. I've got 3 of these things, so I'm going to do something with it. But for now, I'm just going to set it aside. All right, so all the leftovers that I had, I actually kept these together. All right, I can throw this away. So some pretty big chunks here. So this is about a 4.5 by 12 piece. Flowers, I like that. Some two-tone, and these are, I did kind of organize them into what I'm going to be using. Hey, girl. So two-tone, a strip there. Like, it's always nice to have a long strip like that. I saved all these little bits because, I don't know. I'm probably not going to use this, but little pieces like that. And actually, I found another piece. These photo mats. So I always save these because I don't necessarily put photos on them, but I use them, like a stamp on them. It's thinner than basic white cardstock, but it's good enough. So we're going to use those. So I'm going to put those up here. Then the rest of these, we're actually going to get started making stuff. So I organized, we're going to use this on one card, and I'm cutting and scoring like all the pieces as we go because I wanted you to see really how much is left over. Let's just flip through it. So this is Secret Sea and Granny Apple Green, a strip of this green print, nice florals on the back of that. That Secret Sea, the specialty. Another big chunk of this paper that's, I don't know, 4 by 12. Yep, 4 by 12. We're going to use that. And then a couple of remaining two-tone strips. So we've got Darling Duckling, Petunia Pop, and Granny Apple Green. So we're going to use these, and this will still be in my to use later pile. So I'll still be able to make a couple other things. But let's do first, I wanted to use, and then there's all these little strips. So these are like, I don't know, quarter, half-inch strips. Half-inch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. So that's what we're going to use on our first card. And we're using Strawberry Slush. All right, let's make a pile. A better pile. So this is going to be a mini slimline. So I've got Strawberry Slush, which I'm really glad they brought this back because I do like it. I like Melon Mambo too. Melon Mambo's darker, but I like this one. So 6 by 6, score that at 3. And actually, this is going to be a vertical. Then I've got another Strawberry Slush, and this one is 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. Now, I do have to emboss this one. So now you guys get the pleasure of a rocky screen. Hopefully the camera doesn't get too crazy. But yeah, I've got to do all the cutting and embossing. So we're going to go at it. All right, let's do that. So I'm going to use the eyelet folder. So I'm using my platform, my Big Shot platform. And I have both types of platforms. This is the one I use with my thick embossing folders. All right. This and this blue, this specialty plate. So we're going to do the eyelet folder first. And I do want to try to keep this straight-ish anyway. So I'm going to line it up. You can see where the embossing, oops, it kind of stops right here, right before the fold. So just pay attention to that, okay? All right, let's push this through. Hey, Di. Oh my goodness, Di. I love the t-shirt. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys, Di gave me a t-shirt, and Jamie dropped it off, brought it to Pool League on Tuesday. I can't even remember what it says because I have to wash it first. It says something like, I just want to stay home and make cards, or I just want to make cards. And then it's got like a picture of all kind of crafty stuff. And then at the bottom it says, and hang out with my craft supplies. Like, not even hang out with my craft friends. No, I just want to hang out with my supplies. I love it, Di. Thank you. All right, so we've got that. And we're going to glue that on. And actually, when I emboss after, I should check, because, you know, some of the embossing folders, like, will stretch out your paper weirdly. I know Gail's a big fan of embossing something and then cutting it. I never remember to do that. So, all right, so we got that there. Then our inside piece, white, 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. Yeah, Di, it is really cute. I love it. Thank you. All right, let's get that in there. All right, now here is my plan for this. So I just want to glue these strips on, and they don't necessarily have to. So some are different on the back. Some have this yellow and orange. This is Darling Duckling and Timid Tiger and the Strawberry Slush. So maybe we'll do like every other. And I want one of those. Then we'll do another one of those and one like that. Yeah, I like that. So I don't want to have to bother keeping these like straight. So I'm just going to make them wonky on purpose. So it'll be like ink, ink, ink. I'm going to start with this one just because it's kind of in the middle-ish at a jaunty angle. All right, and then we're just going to, I'm not going to spread them out too much. So they're going to be kind of concentrated in probably this area. But just, you know, back and forth. Angle, angle, and some, let's see, hang them off a little bit more so they're not perfectly lined up. That one can be a little straighter. And then like that. Okay. So good enough. I just want it as kind of like a background-ish. So, oh, you need to remember where you ordered it. Yeah, check your stuff. Okay, so this I wanted to use. I was thinking some of these flowers that I already have. Oh, actually, I was thinking of that one, and that I would just color it. So these are the flower ephemera kits that these stayed around, fully flowering ephemera pack. So that's what I just want to like add that there, and then a little greeting. And oh, these greetings I was going to use on something else. I want one of these, and I want like a small one that is white. So let me just pull this out. Now, as far as coloring, I only got the regular markers for this year's In Colors. I did not get the blends. Just a note. Best wishes. You know, I still think splitting a pack of this ephemera stuff is a great idea, because really, I don't think I'm going to go through 2 sheets of all this. Like, so I think everybody should find a friend and just split packs. All right, greetings. I could do best wishes. Oh no, hello. That's the one I wanted, because I do want to color that. So I really do like these that you can color in the letters. All right. And they do have new ephemera packs in the new catalog. This one we're going to use on the next card. Okay, so we're going to quick color. So this is, I just keep my current in color markers this is one of those old cases. And I've got last year's, this year's. So I want to, actually we're going to mix all the colors. Let's do Darling Duckling. I was coloring something with this Darling Duckling the other day, and I had to do a test because it seemed to me like it was reacting to black ink and like smearing with it. Remember, you guys remember Let's Do It, Di? You'll share with me? Okay. Actually, because you ordered the same ones, I think. We'll have to figure that out, Di. Okay, because that would be good if we split. You remember years ago, so we had Yo-Yo Yellow, and that was it would just always react with black ink. And like we used to use sometimes the Yo-Yo Yellow to clean black ink off of things. I mean, I did. I know other people did too. All right, let's do this is what? Shy Shamrock. And I'm gonna try to do, yikes, the rounded edge, because I don't want to spend a ton of time. I could drag out like all the greens that are in this paper, but there's a lot, which I do like, you know, mixture greens, granny apple green, lemon lime twist, all the things. All right. And I don't really know what this is supposed to be. What kind of flower? Oh, hey, Penny. So remember I told you Dave got me, we got us an orchid for Valentine's Day. Well, we just noticed that I think it's starting to die. Like, is it supposed to be seasonal, or I thought it would stay alive like a regular plant? I mean, and I use that loosely because everyone should know by now I have a black thumb. Let's put some of this Timid Tiger in it too. I like that. Oh, yeah, I like that. So this is kind of a peachy orange, not like only orange, like that we used to have, the real bright. But it's a good shade. I like it. And we can mix colors here, like lighter and darker, but I'm not going to do that. I just want to color this and move on. Because I did have 4 things planned. And then let's do a petunia pop, because that is in some of these colors. Oh, and I got to color those letters. So let's do petunia. Your flowers die too? Okay. Or your artificial flowers? That is even funnier. But yeah, I didn't know if those orchids are supposed to be like a year-round thing. Okay. Ooh, I like this. All right. Oh, and then I want to color this. So I kind of like an ombre look. So I'm going to use Pretty in Pink on the top half, and I'm just eyeballing. Ooh, this is really a trick on my eyeballs. And I'm just getting it good enough. Well, I am trying to stay in the lines, at least. That was always my struggle when I was younger. I think that's why I never really liked art much, because just for the life of me, I could not stay in the lines. So I did not like coloring, and Tracy was really good at it. Okay, we can't be all the things, right? All right, so that's that. Ooh, I like that. So kind of, I like it. Hello. So we're just going to put this here, and I should pop that up a little bit, but I'm going to do actually, no, I'm not, because this is going to be a mini slim. I'll pop the greeting up. because depending on your envelopes, the envelopes I have are a little bit roomier. So this is a 3x6 card. I think the envelopes I have are good for like 3.5 by 6.5 or something. But it depends on your envelope. All right, can I get another one there at the end? And then we got to add some gems to this thing. So I got the new, I got it on a pre-order. So they're shimmer gems, which are my favorite. I like all the glittery things. Ooh. So can you notice these little bits? Let's see. There's like a tiny little bit there, like hanging Chad. We got to get rid of those. And up here, it's little things. That's the only thing I really don't like about die cuts is if they have those little hanger bits. All right. Ooh, I like that. So I did just get these for the ink colors. They kind of remind me of bug eyes. Like, can you see this shimmer? I don't know. I mean, they call them flat, in color flat pearls. Let me do it at an angle. I'm not seeing it in the screen, but the sheen kind of reminds me of that, how bug eyes like are reflective. Is it showing in this one? I don't know. But anyway, so I got those pearls, but the ones I want to use are these. So they are called Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink Gems, and they are sparkly. So they've got like the gold, looks like gold bits in them. And then there's some clear ones too. So we do still have, I think, clear, the iridescent foiled gems that seem very similar. Where did I put those? I guess not critical that I can't find them. But anyway, so clear with gold. Let me see. Yep, you can see that. And then Pretty in Pink and Strawberry Slush. And it looks like they all have the gold and they are faceted. So, I love that. So let's add, yeah, I really like this. 1, 2, 3 for starters. And I do like a tone on tone. Let's see how this is going to work. So it looks like 2 sizes here, big and little. Let's stick with the strawberry slush. I just feel like the Pretty in Pink is going to get lost on there anyway. 1, 2, 3, and then let's put another 2 right up here. Because if you're going to do 3, you might as well do 5, right? And sometimes 7. Why not? All right, let's put these away, and everything is sticking. So cute. And really just, so we're using up those little strips that we have left. You scratch the little bits off the punch outs. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like anything like hanging off. I love it. Okay. That's our first card. Now number 2, we're going to use these pieces. I feel like I have, oh wait, here we go. So my card base, I'm actually using a non-Stampin' Up set for this one because I don't have the turtle set. But I did just get this in my last Unity order. I got this, I think it's on sale. They always have a sale, but it's really cute, and it's called Turtley, and it's just the right size. So I'm happy to use this with like all the turtle papers. And look how close they cut their stuff. Like, I hardly have to trim anything anymore. I used to have to go in and just, even the words especially. But they have a really good machine and they do a really good job now. And everything just practically falls out. And then I throw this away. So we're using this. I just peel it. And this says, don't hurry, be happy. You've got this one little step at a time. And then the other one is I totally love you. So I think I might use the totally love you. let's do that. And I want to use that little heart because why not? All right, so our card base is going to be Secret C. So when I was looking at these scraps, I could have sworn like that this was a dark gray, like basic gray kind of. But I had to check. It is Secret C. So I think I might like this as a blue better than I expected. So we've got Secret C 5.5 by 8.5. And it does make me feel happy. Turtly funny. Basic white for the inside, 4 by 5.25. And we're going to use, we're going to cut our designer paper down. So these pieces right here, again, this was a leftover. This is 3 by 12, and this one is 1.5 by 12. So I want to cut this. Bring the cutter up. I want to cut the Secret C one down to 3 by 5.25. And then the green one, so there's it's flowers on the one side and these green things on the other, which not totally, but the colors work. So cut this down to 5.25 as well. Now really, because you know, if we cut a complete designer series paper layer or cardstock layer, whatever, we'd want it to be 4 by 5.25. So I'm just gonna overlap it a little bit on my card. I'm not gonna bother cutting it down. Because then what if I cut it too short? Then I'm mad. So it's just as good just to overlap it. So now this, I can make another card. The same thing if I want. So it does look like a very dark gray. Yep. In person, I would agree. Same, same. That's what I thought it was at first. I had to actually pull the sheet out to see what colors were there. All right, so I'm going to glue this on, and I'm just going to turn it sideways so I can see, because I want to get an even placement around there. Yeah, Gloria, I had to check myself because I thought, I don't remember gray being in this kit. And it's not. It is Secret C. All right, so that looks good. Let's give that a little squish. Now I can turn it this way because I want to make sure I have the same border pieces, or, you know, samesies. All right, that looks good. Everything is lined up. Okay, I like it. All right, now let's do our stamping. So I can just let that dry for a minute. But I'm going to cut these out. These are the two-tone cardstock pieces. And I'm going to cut this out with the wonky dies. But let's just stamp this real quick. And here I'm going to use one of these pieces because I think I'm going to hand cut this. So the photo mats, remember I said we were going to use these later. Hey, Shar, thanks for sharing. Awesome. Now look, if you're looking through this, I don't know if you can see, there you can see. You can see through to see the writing on it. That's why I'm going to stamp right on that, because then we're not going to see it. All right, so let me just eyeball. That looks about there. Pick it up, and I will use my Midnight ink, Catherine Pooler Midnight. And I'm just pressing that. Oh my God, it's so cute. I might have to cut this with a wonky circle too, because I don't know if I want to lose all these little flower cuteness. So cute. All right, and then I'm just going to put this, I've got to clean it. So let's just put it on a block and put that over here. And I'm just going to take another photo mat, and I want to do the greeting. Now the greeting, I'm going to do that in, I should do it in black too. And then we'll do the heart. I was thinking Granny Apple Green. Oh, that's cute. Okay. We are going to hand cut that heart out. Okay, and then we'll clean those up. I do want to clean that real quick. So I like I said, every kit so far has had a different amount of leftovers. So I know the autumn kit, actually, the autumn kit doesn't really count because I didn't make pages with that at all. I used that just to make that scrapbook, that paper bag album. So that was probably a bad example. Because I have a lot of leftovers from that because I just didn't need as much to make my little paper bag album. All right, so then we just put these back in here. And all their things, this is how Unity comes. They come in like little plastic bags. And then I have them in bins that I flip through. All right, so that's that. And I might need, yeah, I'm gonna need this later. So I'm just gonna put it down here. All right, wonky circles. So I wanna cut, they're not called wonky circles. Around it all dies. Hey, Carol Fremstead, we've got 3 Carols tonight. Awesome. Get a little water. So let me see. Where's my turtle? Because I think I am going to cut him out as well. Yikes. All right, and if I cut some of the flowers out, I'm not going to cry about it. Man, some of the tape is still stuck on the back of here. Yeah, I think that'll work because this one, too much. We'll use this one on this one on here, and then this bigger one for the green apple green. Okay, so let me drag my big shot back up again. That's the only thing I knew would be a pain in the butt by not cutting everything ahead of time. But I really feel like you don't get the best idea of how much is really left if you don't see it. Because it's not as much as I was expecting. All right, let me get that. And now bring my cutting mat up. So this is my old-timey Civics mat, the one that has the flip up business, the multi-purpose platform that flips. So I've got that. There's my cutting, which is completely wrecked. Can I get all of these on one pass? Let's see. All right, let's put that there. That there. Probably not. So let's just do these. And then we'll cut the turtle separate. Put these dies back where they belong. It's the only thing, getting these dies, the wonky ones, like laid back kind of nice, is not the quickest. All right, so I'm going to throw these scraps away. Push that through. Now this guy, so you can see him over here. I want to be as close to his head. I want his body. And I can keep that flower. Like that's good enough for me. I don't want all the extra. All right. Okay. So yeah, real thin paper. It's not even as thick as cardstock. So I think when I color, I'm going to have to be careful that I don't oversaturate that. But it's going to work. Okay, let's put this down. Find my holder. All right, get rid of that. And these I will hand cut, but cute. So we've got Granny Apple. And if we want, ooh. All right, so here's a choice we have to make. So this is the lighter side. And then go with the bigger circle. I think it's probably too late for all that. I like the lighter, but I like the darker for this. But what do you think? Darker green or lighter green? The lighter green seems to be more of a match. Yeah, Gail, you do need this. And it's only like $10. It's on sale. I kind of like them both because this is some of the darker green too. Actually, I'm going to do with that. Di says light side. Okay. All right, we'll go for it. I kind of like the dark side too. But light side, that'll be fine. All right, so we'll do, but I am doing the dark side for the Secret Sea. And I do want these like wonky. There's gonna be that. Oh, that's gonna be cute. I totally love you. Yeah. All right, so I want just a couple, I'm just gonna use my Stampin' Blends. Lemon lime, light granny apple. Now, this is not recommended for really thin paper like this, but I'm doing it anyway. So I'm using lemon lime twist, granny apple green, and I really like old olive too. And then we'll throw a pink flower right in there, or 2 pink flowers. And then a different color for the grass. What is this? Dark olive. Oh, and this is like the super old blends. So yeah, I'm just gonna do, actually, you know what, let's take this. All right, all right, that's probably a little excessive, but let's make our turtle. Ugh, they're all green though. All right, let's make his face the lightest. That's probably gonna be lemon lime twist. So the dark lemon lime, we're gonna go like here around all these bits, and his neck, his ET neck, and his chest down here. So that will all be the dark lemon lime twist. And then we'll just come in with the light. Yeah, Gail, I thought of you, of course, when I saw that turtle. They had it to where you can get it for free, but you got to spend like a bunch of money. So I just bought it. Oh, cute, cute, cute. And see, look at how much that's bleeding through. But it'll be fine. All right, I want the lighter. Let's go dark granny apple green. Let's do around like his feet. So I'm just gonna do like little curly cues. Like I'm not really coloring all of that. And then the light granny apple green, just all on the rest of it for his legs. So we still get the two-tone look. I think that's part of his shell. I really don't know. Add some green here. Why not? And then we'll use old olive for his shell. So we'll do dark on these lines. And hopefully the brush end works. Yeah, that's better. So outline the shell stuff. And then we'll fill in with the light. Tell you, I use these until they are completely gone. Seems like my the smaller end goes dry before the darker. I mean the wider end, but cute. I like it. Go with the dark side, young Jedi. I hope that's what you were what I was doing, because I didn't look up at that at all, Jamie. You got it in the basket. Oh, you see something else? Funny, Gail. I knew you would. All right, that is so cute. Cute, cute, cute. All right, now for this, I wanted, this is the saying something ephemera. And these were left over, these carried over from last year. So, all right, I've used that one. I I was looking, there was like a hip hip hooray that I think was in the right color. Good vibes. Here we go. Yep. Granny apple green. Ooh, yikes. All right, and I haven't placed that yet. Ooh, I kind of, I don't know if I like that anymore. Hip hip hooray. I'm gonna leave that because that's big and not in the right place that I want, because I wanted just a little something. How about this good vibes sent your way? Because that is the right shade of green that I want. And then I can put that like right there. Cute. All right, scissors. Gotta get rid of these hanging chads. And I think I'm gonna pop this greeting up, you guys, because why not? So let's, all right, get this out of the way. Yeah, Di, I'm gonna have to, you tell me which ephemera packs that you have. If we didn't order the same ones, we will figure out what we're gonna split. All right, let's do a little Dollar Tree foam tape right here. And that is, you get 3 sizes in that. All right, so I want that there and this like right there. Cute. All right, I just want to hold this up again, make sure everything's straightish. All right, that looks good. We'll peel this off. Add some little glue. I don't know what that little white or that dark bit was. All right, and then we'll put this here. And I'm just eyeing up this side over here to get it straight. Jamie is on YouTube. Yes, Di. So cute. All right, let's find some gems or something. Remember those old pebbles? Those would look good, but I know those are unreachable right now. I could do, no, I don't like that. I want something that's green. We may have to do just regular rhinestones because these are the wrong color. Oh, we can just use some gold. Ooh, no, that's like too much. All right, iridescent. Here we go. Iridescent foil gems. Let's just use these up. So these are the clear with the iridescent gold flakes. Oh, and I needed to, you guys, I forgot about using this greeting. But I can use this heart. Let's make this heart pretty in pink. Or flirty flamingo, whatever this is. All right, we'll do that. And whatever this color is, pretty in pink. It's pretty in pink and dark flirty flamingo. All right, let's cut this out real quick. Yeah, you can really tell how thin these photo mats are, the paper, when you cut something like this. But I mean, they're good for photo mats, which is what they were intended for. All right, we'll put that right there. And let's grab a mini dimensional. Not dimensional. Yeah, they're dimensionals. I'm thinking glue dots. All right, let's put that right there. Oh, cute, cute, cute. And then we'll add our gems. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I really don't know if that's going to be enough, but I might just leave it. All right, big, little. Little, little, and big. Oops. And then that came right off on my hand. Jeez. All right. So cute. Really cute. And just leftovers. I mean, this part anyway. Well, all of it. Yeah. Duh. Only the card base and the inside. I totally love you. This guy is so cute. Okay, so that's our number 2 card. We're making a pile. Change my notes. Ooh, okay, cute. So now we're going to make a pocket card out of one of the larger pieces of leftovers. So we've got this piece. I think this is the one I wanted. That's 4. Yep. So we're going to take this. So I've got this on the back. And I want, I've got a piece of the Darling Duckling. This is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, like regular. Yeah, 4 1/4, 5 1/2. So this is going to be, we're going to make our pocket. Actually, I want the pocket to go this way. So I want to score at, and I'm kind of doing this backwards. So I want this to be like a regular card layer, 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to score this at 5 1/4. Oh, I did that backwards. So I want that to fold up, and then I want it to fold down just a little bit. So let me just, I'm just eyeballing here. We're going to score it at that. 5 1/4, and let's just say 9 1/4. All right. And then I want to cut some off. So, all right. Do you love how I'm doing this on the fly? All right. And I'm going to cut off about 2 inches. So we're going to say this piece will be 4 by 10. Only I'm cutting this part now. 2 inches. Yeah, that's going to work. All right. So your designer paper, and you could do this with any designer paper that you already have scraps for. So 4 by 10. Let me write this down. 4 by 10. Score at 5 1/4, and we said 9 1/4, I think. 5 1/4, 9 1/4. Yep. So then we're folding this up, this down. So we've got our pocket, okay? So let me just glue right up the sides. Right up the sides. And I'm going to press these down, and then I'm going to glue this down. And before I glue this on, we're going to take one of our journaling cards. This is way too big, but I want, oh, you know what? I need to use regular white for this because I'm not mounting it. I'm not layering it really. So let's go with 3 3/4 by 5 for our card to tuck in. 3 3/4 by 5. And I might have to trim that down. I'm just guessing that, oh no, look, that's way too tight, because I've got glue on each side here, right? So I might have to take another 3/4 of an inch off. Let's see. I think a 1/2 inch would be too much. So we'll do, or no, not enough. Let's try 3 1/4. Okay, that'll work. So 3¼ by 5, right? Yep, 3¼ by 5. And I wanted a scrap of Timid Tiger, but there was no Timid Tiger paper in here. So this is actually, take a scrap of this and your ink pad. Okay. And I'm just going to swipe it just like that. Okay. And then I'm going to let that dry for a minute because I'm going to die cut that, and I want to make like a little banner that's going to hang over. Oh, thanks, Kathy. All right. Oh, Jamie, Di said hi from Facebook to YouTube. Did you catch that earlier? All right. So, I want some white twine, whatever. Oh, is Sue here? Let me check. Hey, Rose. So real quick, time out. I want to show you, I'm pretty sure Sue was talking about this gold mesh last week on her video. And I just wanted everybody to see. Actually, let me put black here because that's maybe better. This is the new gold mesh. And this is the iridescent mesh. So this is like 3/8 of an inch, 1/2 inch. The gold is, where is it? 3/8 of an inch. Okay. But how it is, like how it looks like stripes and iridescent, it looks just the same, only different colors. So let's see if that shows up. Jamie says, hi, Di. All right, so this is the iridescent trim that's a 1/2 inch wide. This is the new gold trim that's 3/8 of an inch. But see how it's like, it's sheer with like a lines through it. So they look just, similar style, bigger, and different colors. So I just wanted to point that out. I thought somebody last week had said, I thought it was Gail was talking about that and wondering, I could use this, but no, I want to use let me put this back, focus. All right. So white baker's twine, because I don't really want a ton of bulk. And I really want just enough to, I'm going to tie a little bow probably. So I like on this neutrals pack of the baker's twine, the crumb cake and the white have like more amounts, it seems like. They're thicker. Their bolts are thicker. Then it's the vanilla, the granite, and the black. You would think the black should be the same amount too, but it's not. Okay, so I want to tie this around, and I just want to cut out this, like a little tag from here with this. So our party banners dies. So that's really kind of big, but we're gonna make it work. So cut and cut. And drag this up. You guys, I keep my Big Shot out in the hall on a dresser that I got from my grandmother. Because yeah, this up, down on my table, this is not ideal. And I do not normally work like this. All right, let's get this through. So we've got our banner, and this is just to give it a little color. Okay, I'm not doing anything other than attaching this little banner. Now, if you had you remember the banner punches? We had like a normal size one and then a mini. If you had those, that would work as well. All right, trash. Let's try to keep this cleaned up. So I want this to hang like right here. Oh, cute. And I'm just going to glue that down. And I'm going to hang it just above, just where that fold line is. Okay. Doot, doot, doot. I wish we had different size cupcakes. I mean, these are flowers, but I was looking for a cupcake earlier, and I was like, Stampin' Up! Just doesn't have a lot. I mean, I've got the one from With You in Mind, which is actually the set I'm going to use. All right. So I just want to tie this, and I do a knot first. Because I can only use 3 fingers. All right, and now I will tie it in a bow. Okay. That's not the greatest bow, but we're going to live with it. All right, now I can go ahead and glue this on. I'm like that already. So glue this. You just found their edgy stamp scale? Oh, they're nice. I know, for everybody else. So if you're looking at Unity stamps, they've got this edgy line. I mean, it's kind of some cuss words in there, like F cancer and yeah, they're not for everyone. I'll say that. All right, so I love it. All right, we're gonna use some of these new gems. Let's get rid of that. Now for our card, that's so cute. I wanted to stamp at the top with my with you in mind, okay? And I'm gonna go happy birthday because it seems like I need thinking of yous a lot and happy birthday. And I may cut one of these flowers out real quick. I say real quick. All right, where did I just threw that scratch piece of paper away. You know what? I can just use another one. Doot, doot, doot. All right, I need a bigger block for this. Happy birthday. And I think I want to do strawberry slush because, I mean, I've got the Timid Tiger there. I think it would be too much. And I want to pick up some of these pinks. So we're going to do strawberry slush, happy birthday. And I'm going to get this as close to the top as I can because I want to see that. Obviously, not all of it is going to show. Oh, I love it. But let's just slide this down there. Cute. So you can see, you'll know what it is. All right, let's wipe this off. And I'll put this here for later. Let's do a little Timid Tiger flower. Let's do one there. One down here. I wanted to do one in Darling Duckling and cut it out, but I think I'm going to leave it for now and just put it right there because I really do want to get cracking on the next one. But we're not too far behind. All right, so Darling Duckling, let's do like that. And a little bit right there. Cute. All right. Let's put these away. Sometimes my my new ink pads are a little firm. All right, so let's just tuck this in there. Way cute. So I'm thinking another, like a yellow flower here. And then let's just add some of these gems. Well, in color flat pearls. We can do a little one right here in that center of that flower. Perfect. Oh, cute. And then I'm going to plan on having a flower there. So I'm just going to put a dot there. Oops. Oh, wait a minute. That didn't want to stick. First, I put it on upside down. All right. And then, all right. So flower, dot, dot. And then another dot right here. And I wish they had green in here. But let me just do a tone on tone with the Timid Tiger. I am digging that. So yeah, when I go to post pictures, that's going to have a yellow flower. All I'm going to do is stamp this in duckling, ugly duckling, as Sean says, and I'll hand cut it and I'll put it right there. But we're gonna move on. But that is already so cute. I like it. So that's our little pocket card. Yes, Gail, I got that one. Yep, to the baddest bee I know, and I think I've used it a couple times. Okay, final card. So, oh, and I meant to show you a recap of my Unity week. So, you may have seen, like, I've been posting in the sharing group. On Monday, Unity posted, it's their Growing in Unity group, and that's how they, I guess, advertise. So every week, somebody gets to be a Growing in Unity gal or guy. They do have some guys that do it too. Um, but they do the drawing, and it's a random drawing. Like you say you want to be considered. They do a random drawing in the fall, for the following year. Well, I didn't get it for this year, so I got to do it last September, October, and then I put my name in again for this year, and I just didn't get randomly drawn. So whatever. But Monday they posted in their group like, "Hey, we have a last minute spot this week if you can help out." And I was like, "Me, me, me, me." I got it. So I've been posting, and this leads into our fourth card. So I'm going to show you these real quick what I've made this week, and then we're going to do our last card because it's the same design as what I posted yesterday. So the first one I did was this. It's called One Crazy Bird. I love it. It's so cute. And this paper is actually from Unity too. But I use bubble gum, or bubble bath, cardstock, bubble bath, and pretty in pink, markers, and the shimmer. Lots of rhinestones. That's one. This next one was with chickens. This is one I forgot to post. So they have some, these are pre-printed. They call them, I forget what, feathered field, I think, I forget what, some kind of ephemera cards, journal cards or something. So it came pre-printed with this stitching and the chicken, and I just stamped on it. And then I put it on. I took this designer paper, that's from them too, and I took my ink pad and went all around the designer paper to get that look. So that was my Tuesday card. Wednesday, I went with this. This is a big, it's called Seraphim Wings. I don't know what Seraphim is. I'd have to look it up. But to me, I think it just means big butterfly, I guess. But I started with Gorgeous Grape, and I had to make a 5x7 card because this butterfly is so big. But I took two different pieces of their pattern paper from two different packs. This one was like an alcohol background, and then this is a paisley. So I just ripped strips and put them back together to like make a background. And then I did all this in gold embossing, and this was a different greeting set from them. That was Wednesday. And then today's I posted this. This is kind of like a Warhol kind of thing. So Sean is hilarious. Less radioactive. I mean, it's still, the Darling Duckling still, to me, it does have like a little green tint. But yeah, radioactive. You're funny. Um, but this is what we're going to make our last card with. Okay, so this same design, obviously like different stamps. Which I didn't even pick which stamps we're going to use. So that'll be interesting. All right, so we're going to make a slim line. That's what this is. And you make your slim lines whatever size you want. Sometimes I make them, mostly I make them 3.5 by 8.5. But this one is going to be like 8.25. No, 8.5 by 3.25. And that's only because I worked backwards. I wanted 2.5 by 2.5 squares to start. So then I had to line it up, figure out what I wanted for the layers. Seems like I went backwards about it. So anyway. So last one, we're going to do a Darling Duckling base. And this time I'm using, these are strips from the two-tone cardstock that were left. So we're using this. So 8.5 by 6.5. And I scored it at 3.25. So we're going to fold that. I've got a piece of white for the inside that is 3 by 8 1/4. And you can use any image. Yeah, that one I designed used to fit that roller skate image, which is so cute. And yeah, matches my pants. I posted a picture of my pants, my leggings. I had to pull them down from the shelf. All right, then I'm gonna have another layer, and I'm using this, the two-tone, which is thinner. So I want to make a layer that's gonna go on here. Now see, we have to choose. So it's not an exact match. This is the lighter side. This is cardstock. Just keep that in mind. This is the darker side. And again, the cardstock. So really, we've got 3 different shades here. I think in this case, I'm going to go with the darker just because I want to use the darker with this too. So this piece, I'm going to cut down to 3 by 8 1/4. Okay. 3 by 8 1/4. And we're just going to use that as a layer. Then we've got basic black that is 2 3/4 by 8. Because this is going to layer like this. All right, and then we're going to have our 3 squares, just like this. It was hard for me to even see, like with all the black layers, because I've got 3 layers of black there. So yeah, this time I really wanted to use the light one. I mean the dark one. The light, it does look like it blends in more, but I want that dark because I want all the other ones to be dark. So it's going to turn out, trust me. All right, now out of these, I need to cut, again, these are all two-tone cardstock bits. I want 2 1/2 by 2 1/2 squares. So I'm just going to cut these real quick. And I'm still going to have other leftover bits that I can still do a little something with. But I will tell you, when I get down to, try not to knock everything over. When I get down to pieces like this, I generally do not save these. I only saved those scraps for the first card because it was like they were all perfectly 1/2 inch pieces. But I will put these off to the side. All right, so our pieces are going to go like this, and we need our Misty again. And where did I put that? All right, I want to use the little one. Okay, Misty or Stamparatus, whatever you want. So it's hard to put, I want an image that's going to take up most of this, and it's hard to use your magnet with something this this small. So I do put a little tape behind it. But I have to figure out which stamp I wanted to use. I was thinking a butterfly and some kind of flower. Actually, is this going to work? Not really. This will work. Well, actually, let's do this. We'll have flower and butterfly all together. All right, so spotlight on nature. And I'm taking this foam out because since this is rubber stamps, and I do need to leave my paper in there. So, whoa, just because I'm going to be using that. Oh, actually, I've got a piece of paper right under here. Here we go. So I'm going to add a little smidge of tape. Push this all the way up in the corner. This is kind of why I like the Misty better than Stamparatus for some things. All right, and this, I'm just trying to get these angled. All right, we're going to go with that. But I like the Misty better just because you can jam it up in a corner. Otherwise, corners are tight when you're using the Stamparatus. But all right, let's do this. Get my black ink again. And I'm going to ink up all this. All right, press. And oh, cute. So the idea with this like Warhol technique is you want blocks of color and then you want the same image. So that's why you really need a stamp positioner of some kind. Ooh, I like that. All right, let's put that off to the dry. And then I want the dark side again. So all the way up in the corner. And I did that one 3 times. So we'll do this one 3 times. Press, press, and another one, and another one. All right, and then we'll do the yellow. The darling duckling. And again, 3 times. Just because I want it to all be the same. Okay. And no coloring. So you could stamp these on white if you wanted, and then get all your color by, coloring them in, but kind of defeats the purpose of using these color blocks. But I'm just saying, you could if you wanted to. All right, I'm going to put that back, and I'm going to leave this open. Ugh. Okay, now, this is so pretty. All right, we want to get these like lined up. So, where's my ruler? Okay. So if you have a zeroing ruler, this is your jam. So this is 8 inches wide. Okay, so 4 and 4. Pressing that down, and 0. So let's do glue. And I gotta count some squares. Okay. Oop, I gotta drag that up a little bit. Up, 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 up. Okay, I think that's good. And that's the only one. Now I can eyeball these other 2. Although, dang it, that looks a little crooked. Oh well. Moving on. Yeah, die. It's my cards. It's okay. All right, let's do that. I can tell that is a smidge crooked. Ugh. But I do like these colors together. So Petunia Pop, Darling Duckling, Granny Apple Green. All right, let's do that. I like it. And this one, I'm just gonna glue everything flat. The other one with all the black layers, that's why I popped up the 1 layer, because I kind of wanted it to stand out. Otherwise, everything got lost, all that black on black. All right, cool. And then we're just gonna glue this flat onto our card base. And it is pretty nice. Now, greeting, you could just add a little greeting, right? Because I don't know what I want, but I can definitely put that. I can use either a piece of this or just white, or this, and maybe stamp it in black so it stands out more. But this will be another. Let's use some of those iridescent. Oh no, wait. Let's use Petunia. No, change my mind. Regular rhinestones. How about that? Because I've got a bunch anyway, and let's just use them. And these are stuck. They don't want to come out. Okay. So these have so many little ones. But I kind of want 3 in each area. A big one, Let's do that. And there will be no rhinestone, nothing coming out of the bottom area. Let's just say that. All right, we'll do that. And then we'll do another. Let's do a big one here. And right here. Okay. Ooh, I really like that. And then I'll maybe put a greeting there, like when I decide what I'm going to use it for. So, yeah, that's all I have as far as our leftover bits. I mean, projects with our leftover bits. But really, look at this. I still have this much stuff left over. That and the designer series paper parts are, I think, more important because, that we can really cardstock we can take or leave. But the designer paper, you're not always going to get that. And that is like a nice chunk, that 4.5 by 12 piece. So I still have this I can make even more stuff with. So we've got our slimline, we've got our pocket card, we've got our turtle card, and our mini slimline from tonight. So I really, yeah, I hope you guys like them. Thanks, Jamie. And I will probably, oh, thanks, Sean. Um, I'm probably going to do updates Saturday because it turns out Dave has to work. So I'm going to actually get started videoing making that 6x6 album. So remember, I'm going to remake this little thing with country woods papers, and I'm going to use crumb cake for the base. So I'm going to get started on that this weekend. And we'll see. So thanks you guys for hanging out. And yeah, I'll update my blog Saturday. You guys have a good Memorial weekend. I think Sue's going to be here tomorrow, I think. And I haven't heard otherwise. And then Gail on Sunday, I think, like normal, right, Gail? Okay. I know Gail, right? And I didn't even ever want to do videos. You guys, Gail and Sue were after me for years to get started doing videos. And I was just like, no, I don't know. But then when I finally tried it, like, yeah, Sean, remember to like and share and thumbs and hearts and all that. So yeah, thanks to Gail and Sue for pushing me to get into it, right? Because here we are 5 years later. Like 2020 is when I started this. Crazy. Okay, that's it for real. All right, good night, you guys. Thanks. Bye. Yep, and I didn't want to color either. Sean's right. And I would never use black ink, like, because that black ink we had stained my stamps, and I was not having that. Funny. Things that change, right? All right. See you guys. Bye.